Hi, I'm Robin,
And I'm Kristen.
and we are back to talk about RM's mixtape slash playlist Mono.
And this is not his first mixtape, but
Right.
it is the one that we are reviewing.
Yes.
His first mixtape is actually RM and it's available on SoundCloud. And we decided not to review that one, but I don't know. Before we finish up his series, I might change my mind.
We may go back to that.
We may. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see how I'm feeling.
Well, that came out in 2015, the first one.
Yes.
Yeah, that came out in 2015. This was released in 2018, October 23rd of 2018. It was really a turning point in his artistic progress.
What was the album that they were working on around that time? 2018. Is that Wings?
Oh, you wanted me to know that too?
How dare I? I think it was
2018.
I think Wings was around. It was around that.
It
Wings
was around
era.
Wings time.
Yeah.
So. Okay. All right.
Don't quote me.
Yeah, please don't. Especially if you think I know right now, because it's not on the top of my head. So I don't know. But I will say that this was, although it was a mixtape, RM kind of wanted the listeners to come up with their own interpretation, but he feels like it was a playlist and not.
And I can agree with that.
I can agree with it 100% as well.
It does give a playlist vibe in a sense that it's not chaotic and all over the place,
right?
But it's not so similar that you're like, oh, this is an album. It's telling multiple stories.
Right. I agree with that.
Okay. Good,
but
that's good.
But you know, as I listened to it, I thought to myself, there's no real upbeat songs, and I guess because of reviewing a lot of the BTS albums, there was always the upbeat songs, and I didn't get that. I got a little one that it was a little not fast paced, a little more
lively.
Yeah, not as mellow as the others.
And is that soul?
Yeah, it's soul.
It's
yeah.
soul.
And
I was like, is it soul?
It was soul. It was soul. Like I was like, oh, okay.
I think there's a reason why. Because I think that RM treated this mixtape, this playlist, as kind of like a diary, and I feel like that's a common theme with him with his solo albums. These are in the moment reflections, and I think maybe at this time he was feeling especially introspective.
Yeah,
I feel like there was something he was going through, and he had to get it out the only way he knew how. And when you really think of the writer that Kim Namjoon is, like, I love this album. I love this mixtape.
More than
don't do that to me. More than what?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing more than
you're about to get me in trouble.
Just a blink in my head.
Now I gotta know more than what.
Dark and Wild.
Oh gosh. Okay, well that's different because that is a group album versus a solo project.
True.
But maybe. And actually, as much as I love Dark and Wild because that was my gateway drug, if you will.
Yeah.
I found other albums that I liked equally as much, if not more. And I will say Arirang is definitely something I love more than Dark and Wild, but I feel like Arirang is Dark and Wild 2.0.
2.0. Well, a lot 2.0 going on.
So I feel like it's Dark and Wild's like older, cooler brother.
Yeah.
That just came home from college.
Okay.
And you're just like, wow.
Just came out from military service.
Arirang is what Dark and Wild grew up to be.
Oh, okay.
I think maybe that's it. I think it's what Dark and Wild grew up to be. I think it's I think that's one way of looking at it. But BTS albums aside, looking just at Kim Namjoon, just at this, I love this album. And for those of you who don't know, Forever Rain was one of the songs that really kind of made me army. I mean, there were songs I liked from Dark and Wild.
Right, yes.
There were songs that but given where I was mentally and emotionally at the time, and the first time I heard Forever Rain, it was one of those songs that just kind of sunk its teeth in and just held on.
Oh wow.
And it had a pretty tight grip, and I just remember being very emotionally attached to that song, to a point where when I hear it, I remember the feelings, but not in the same way. Like, it's not in the same sad way. It's kind of like a bittersweet,
okay,
I guess, if you will. But yes, I love the song, but I didn't explore the album at the time. And to come back and like hear it all the way through, because I've heard other songs from Mono, but listening to it straight through as the story that it is, from beginning to end, it's different. It's definitely hits different. So we're gonna start because I've been rambling.
Oh well, you know what? You kind of. Well, I think I kind of led you there. The moment I said Dark and Wild.
Dark and Wild.
Yeah, but when when I was real quick, when I was talking about how his artistic progress was a little bit more, has grown a little bit more from the 2015 mixtape.
Mm-hmm.
That and a lot of things. I mean, he was going through a change because he was like in a kind of a dark sort of thing. Not
in the first one.
No.
Oh, in this one.
In
yes.
this one.
Yeah.
And I don't mean dark in a sense of everything was dread and
dreary
and that. I mean in the sense that he kind of liked the dark gray kind of things around him. He liked the darker colors and
at the
time. And then, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was J-Hope that kind of brought him into kind of, the change of, even with his clothing, of, putting some color in his life and,
but I think that he had to find his own color.
Well, yeah.
I think that it was, and what I mean by that is that I think this period of his life, it's not that he especially liked dark colors and liked being surrounded by the darker colors. I feel like maybe that was what he felt represented his life at that time. I think that, and I think it's really evident in the way like the title of this mixtape, the colors or lack thereof, associated with it. The album's very basic, very minimalist.
It is.
The only music video is for Forever Rain, and that is a very black and white and
yes.
gray. And I think that was what he felt represented him at the time. So
I think he felt very comfortable in that space, probably because, like you said, it did represent him.
Mm-hmm. So that was his thoughts. For I don't know, lack of a better term, that was his home.
That was
at the time.
Yeah.
And if I'm correct, and they were in their Wings era at the same time, that's also a very black and white kind of concept.
Yeah. The videos definitely.
Yeah. So I think that it was just a very, I think that just that time, that was what he felt. He felt very monochrome, very black and white, very gray, very, void of color.
Okay.
And then we'll get into his next album, which is Indigo, and that's where he gets some color.
Yeah, he's very much some color, but yes. We're gonna wait for that when we get there.
Okay.
But you want to go ahead and start?
Yeah, sure. We can start finally. I know you guys are probably like, when are you gonna get to Tokyo? So I started. Actually, are you sure you want me to start?
No, yeah, go ahead and start.
Are you sure you want me to start?
You know what? You either start or you finish. So I mean, it's not we don't need to wrestle this down.
I wrote a lot. To a point where I think I showed her, and she was just like, "The song's only one.
Oh yeah.
The song's only 1 page long. Like, how did you get all of that?" And I said, "I don't know."
She did.
I don't know.
She
just opened. She goes, here.
Yeah. Well, I told her, I said, the song is not even that long.
Yeah.
The song
symbolism. It's the symbolism.
But that's okay. That's where you thrive.
Okay, so the first thought I had is, why is Tokyo in lowercase? And I think all of the songs on this album are in lowercase. And I think all of them, except for Forever Rain, are all like one word or constructed as one word.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So then I was like, this RM. Like, it's never just like, oh, it's aesthetic. Like, just, it's a vibe, it's a mood. That's there's more to it. There has to be. So of course I had to do some digging, which is why I have like 2 pages of notes for a 1-page song. So my thought process is, maybe it's a state of mind. Because again, going back to how he was at that point in his life and in his career, I think that Tokyo, lowercase, isn't the place. Because he does say, wake up in Tokyo, and that's capitalized.
Right.
So it's starting you off with, okay, you're waking up in the city of Tokyo.
In the place.
But then when you keep going through the song, it's about his feelings. It's not about anything to do with the city. He does not mention anything else about the city except for that he woke up there.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking, okay, are these emotions what he calls Tokyo? And the reason I went there, there's a lot of reasons I went there, but like there's a whole 2 pages why. But I was thinking, okay, so maybe the first recollection he had of being able to describe fully or coherently this feeling he had was in Tokyo. And so that's why, to him, it's, when he feels like this, he might refer to it as Tokyo. Because when you have strong feelings in a place, you start associating that place with those feelings.
Right? Absolutely.
So I'm thinking, Kim Namjoon, you can tell me if I'm wrong.
Just give her a call.
Just give her a call. Just hit me up on my DMs. Just be like, you're absolutely wrong. You're so incorrect. And I'll be like, oh my God, you're right. Of course I am. Of course I'm wrong. No, but okay. So breaking it down, let's go line by line. Well, not really line by line. He says, wake up in Tokyo, feel like a torso. And I was like, what do you mean? What does that mean? But then I thought about, like, what does it mean to be a torso? The torso is the core of the body. It's got all the vital organs, save the brain. It's the part of the body that in extreme danger, your body fights to protect. So in extreme cold, all of your blood goes to your torso, to your core, to protect your heart, your lungs, and all to make sure that's still functioning. Your limbs cease to exist at that point. So I was thinking, okay, like, it's a vital part of you and you can't really survive without it. But if you're just a torso, you have no function other than just living. Can't go anywhere.
No, right.
You can't do anything.
But it's also the part of the body, or the area of the body that keeps you straight, holds you up.
Is it?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say you can't do anything and you can't. I'm just saying, like, you're limited in your ability to do things than if you were a full body. So the torso, it just feels like you've got all the important parts, but something's missing.
Okay.
Can we? Okay.
Yeah.
We can go with that. Okay, cool. Because I wasn't quite sure where I was going with that. Because I didn't write beyond what does it mean to be a torso, and I don't know why. Maybe that was a dead end. Maybe I didn't need to go beyond that.
No, well, no. Like, and maybe it might have been exactly as you explained it to be.
Maybe. But then we go into the so he says, I know it's time to go. We go into, I see Pinocchio wearing a poncho. That's me some time ago. And I was like, did Pinocchio wear a poncho? I had to think because I can't even think of the last time I watched that movie. And I was like, did he ever wear a poncho? Answer is no, he never did. No. In fact, when I was searching it, they were like, I think you might be having a Mandela effect situation. Oh. And I said, no, I'm not remembering it. I just wanted to know if it actually existed. So then I had to break down, okay, Pinocchio, what does that mean? Well, Pinocchio is a puppet. which means that he isn't real. The theme of Pinocchio is usually tied to deceit, false representation, not feeling authentic,
right?
Being made to do because you're a puppet,
and being created to be something that you are not.
Exactly. So you're just a character. And then, so the concept of Pinocchio being a puppet controlled by others, not real, and wearing a poncho. A poncho is something that's designed to protect you from the elements. And I put RM identifies with the idea of being controlled and sheltered. So he's not in control of what happens to him, or at least he wasn't, because again, he says that's be some time ago, so it's not present like what he is now. But now he's making decisions that feel true to him, but it comes with complications. As a real boy, he feels the rain and the weight of every decision he makes. In the next line, it's as if he is trying to decide which way of living is better for him, and he's not sure, and that's okay. So he recognizes the Pinocchio in a poncho as being a former version of him, where he was being, led to do, and he was a puppet. He had no say, but he was protected. And now he's a real boy, but he has no poncho. He's out here just in the elements.
Right.
He has to feel everything, the good and the bad. And so it's, do I miss myself? Do I miss your face? I don't know. Which it's, and I think the thing I like about that is that it's okay not to know. I feel like there's this rush to have all of the answers and to, have a resolve, and to not know, it's just, it's okay. It's okay not to know. Going into verse 2, the phrase or the line, life is a word that sometimes we cannot say. And I was thinking, like, it's not really difficult to say the word life.
Okay.
But this is RM. And so it's not literal. He doesn't mean it's difficult to actually say the word life. But what I think he's saying is that life is difficult, like a word you can't remember or pronounce.
Right.
And the feeling you get when you can't articulate your thoughts, the frustration and possible embarrassment, it's not just hard, it's a whole mix of emotions, and that is also life.
Right.
And then the next line, Ash is a thing that someday we all should be. Again, what? But think about it a little bit deeper. Ash is something that comes after something is burned. At first, I thought he was referring to death, and he could be. But the word should instead of will makes me think he views the ash as something to aspire to. Because everybody will die, so if it has to do with death, that doesn't really coincide. And like I said, who is aspiring to die? But we all will die, so maybe ash is to be reborn. Maybe it's a thing you become when you let go of yourself and succumb to something greater than yourself. Maybe the ash is a symbol of transformation. The next line is a question. Will tomorrow be different? Will I still feel this way? Is there hope? Why do love and hate sound just the same to me? Ooh, now this part was crazy, because if you think about it, when you love something, that's an extreme emotion. When you hate something, that's also an extreme emotion.
Yeah.
And if you love something or hate something strong enough, those emotions, the body's reaction to those emotions starts to feel the same. So I put these emotions and feelings are seen as opposites, but they share a lot of qualities: intensity, devotion, energy, emotional weight. Whether you love or hate something, it occupies your mind and influences your perception. And if you are loved and hated, there is a pressure to respond to that love or hate. After a while, it becomes hard to tell the difference. And for RM, the love and hate comes in droves. And after a while, all he hears is noise. Now going to the bridge, because God, I have a lot to say
about the bridge,
about everything.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So
you really thought this through?
This was a really good song. This is such a good song, and it's so sad. It's so sad, but not in the like pitiful kind of sad. It's sad in the wow, that's insane that somebody is feeling that sad. So the bridge, which is my favorite part, I actually love this part. This part is the most devastating because the yearning is so intense. Oh my gosh, we are now seeing the. I'm sorry, I said oh my gosh because I can't read my writing because you guys know I can't.
And here we are. We are back.
We are now seeing the effects of his sadness. Insomnia is setting in. He's homesick, but for what or for who? Who is the you he wants to stay next to? What I love is that it can be anything, but whatever it is, whatever it actually is, what it represents is safety. He really just wants to feel safe again. And if he were able to choose a dream again, he would make sure he doesn't abandon that safe feeling. Mm. So now Absolutely. That I've said everything that I had to say,
you had
a how lot. Are we doing on time? It's like we might have to end episode 1 here.
No, we're good. I kind of thought the same about you when he said "Wake Up in Tokyo." I thought as if it was a place that he has been and experienced. At first, when I heard a few of the songs, I said, "Wow, this sounds like he was near that river." Oh my gosh!
River.
Yes, and
Reflection.
Right. That he had written these songs, actually these raps. But then I thought, it feels like to me that when he says I woke up in Tokyo, it felt like to me that he had been there and that he had experienced, because I looked at the video and he's
what video?
Well, I don't know if it's a video or somebody just put it to the words. Yeah, there's no video, right? Because whatchamacallit is the only one.
Yeah.
I
was like, "Ooh,
Forever
you found
Rain."
A video?
I know. No, I'm sorry, I didn't come across correct, but I think someone just put the words to a
visual.
Yeah, and because it's called Tokyo, I believe that he, was in Tokyo, or it was in Tokyo that they were, that the visuals were. But I felt that he had walked through the city and he had these thoughts. He was going through these things. He was understanding something that was going on at the time. And like you said, how a place can bring you back to your thoughts and stuff. So I thought that as well. Why do I love and hate? Why do love and hate sound the same to me? And I thought about that in the sense that sometimes the action to both are the same.
The action or the reaction?
The reaction. Your action to that. Yeah. But the reaction to love and hate sometimes is the same. So when he said that, I thought, well, maybe because it kind of crosses one another or intertwines the relationship of love over the relationship of hate, kind of twine at some points, because there's hurt in both. Mm-hmm. And when you experience it, and you're thinking about what you're going through, and you don't know, is this love, this hate, what is this? Because sometimes they intertwine the reaction to it. So that's what I thought about when he said it sounds the same. When you talked about an ash is the thing that someday we all should be. Mm-hmm. I remember, I can't think of the specific verse. I'm sorry, I just did that.
Did you just hit it?
Yes, I didn't hit it. Oh. I blew into
sorry,
it.
Guys, if that hurt you. Hopefully you're not listening with headphones. Because that was probably painful.
Yeah, it probably. My bad. I'm so sorry. I thought about the beauty from ashes, but I initially thought about it only when you said it. but I don't think it really relates. So I just want to put that out there.
Okay.
I thought it, but I don't think it relates actually. The music in this was unbelievable. It was very minimal. It was very on point. It was distinct. It did not take over the lyrics. It didn't take over the thought process. It didn't take over the feeling. It allowed you to hear everything.
The thing I like about this song is that it feels like it sounds almost like it could be just like background noise. Mm-hmm. But then when you really start to listen to it, you start to feel something, and then you're wondering what you're feeling, and that's when you start paying attention to what he's saying. And it's it does. I don't think it's meant to draw you in that way, but it does.
It does.
It draws you in. I think he's really, and I think the thing that draws you in is the vulnerability, but the relatability, because I feel like at some point in everybody's life they have walked through some place with these thoughts and wondered, am I doing, like, am I growing in the right direction, or do I miss being who I was? Is, all of these complicated feelings that I'm feeling, what do they mean? How do I make sense of this? So that's, I remember the first time I heard it, and I was just like, oh, I'll put it on, I'll just listen. And I stopped working because I had it on while I was working. I'm just listening, and I'm like, what is happening right now? And then I looked at it. I remember looking at to see what the name of the song was, because I was like, I'm gonna have to come back to this song. And I immediately favorited it. Favorited it? Why did it not sound right?
It didn't.
I immediately added it to my favorites.
I favorited it. And it favorited me.
And it favorited me back. And I just remember thinking, like, okay, this is one of those songs that when I'm really in my feelings, this is going to be in that playlist, because Forever Rain and Everything Goes were already there.
Okay.
And so Tokyo just kind of earned a spot.
What I like about the music, or what I liked most about the music, is that one, it didn't leave me wanting it to get more louder, better.
Yeah, there were. I didn't want a climax.
Right. I didn't want that. I was okay.
I don't need a beat drop.
I was okay exactly where it was, because it wasn't causing me not to hear what was being said. It allowed me to hear what was being said.
There were no distractions.
Absolutely zero.
There were no distractions.
And it was on an even tone.
The one thing I love about this album is you really get to hear RM's voice.
And I said that, didn't I?
I think you did.
I said that.
I think you might have said, alluded to that. I think, I mean, to this point with the BTS albums, we've heard his voice, but not really. Yeah. But now it's just him and his emotions and his words, his cleverly written words, and you just get to hear him.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking, like, anytime I hear him like this, I'm just like, wow, he's so beautiful. Such a beautiful soul. Even when it's in pain and it's crying out for somebody, like, it's still just so beautiful. It's art.
It is.
Which makes so much sense when you think about who he is as a person. Like, he as a whole is art. So.
Wow.
Thank you, Masterpiece Kim Namjoon.
Yeah.
Okay. That's now Soul. I'll let you start this one.
I thought I put This Is My Jam, but I guess I did not. I like Soul. Yes. He co-produced this with a British duo group, James Hatcher and Andy Clutterback.
Dude, I don't know.
I don't know if
I was too busy trying to figure out the words, and not figure out, but like figure out the meanings.
this I okay. Let me just go through it.
Okay.
Let me just go through it. I put it. This is a tribute to soul, because it was where he lived when he left, and he was in his training time, and he for a while was just there by himself in the formation of BTS. So he was there by himself and doing this. Oh, I did put. I really like this track. It's my jam. I did put that. Um, I felt the play on words, soul and soul, was well. It
It's
was
so RM.
RM. Yes, it's very
So
much
RM.
RM, and it has the place has a real meaning. The place of soul, to his journey and his deep connection, it runs through him. That was the place where he got to do everything and put it on paper. He got to think it through. He got to understand his writing and his creativity. So he had the opportunity there to just dive in with no distractions, with nothing else going around him that would cause, just his mind not to focus on his gift. And then your soul, which is your mind, your will, and your emotion. In this journey, the place became a strong connection to the being, to him. He was separated from his family. He became a part of the making and the growth of another family. He matured and gained his own identity as he lost some of his identity. And as he nurtured, he was being nurtured and mentored. So that's that. I think this was like a lot of an inward thing. Well, all of his stuff is like that.
Inward, yeah.
Yeah, all of his stuff is like that. That doesn't even that. Let me take that out. My sound effects. Yeah, that was my take. So
Okay. This song to me wasn't necessarily about the city itself, but about the concept of home and how we relate to it and how it influences us and how we can love it and hate it at the same time.
yeah, okay.
So,
Mm-hmm.
in the first verse, he talks about the city of soul. It's familiar, it's predictable, it's home. This verse almost feels like he wants to fight the love he has for the city, and at the same and at the end he just concedes to it, calling it home. And then go into verse 2, it's the feeling that is soul, so much disdain for the city. Oh my gosh, yes. Okay. So it's so much disdain for the city. He's kind of calling it out for sounding like soul and implying it has one. So sounding like soul, SOUL.
Yeah.
And implying it has one when he doesn't agree, but he can't even hate it because he's in it, because he is it. Going into verse 3, this verse feels stuck to me, like he feels stuck. Nothing feels genuine. He feels deceived, like everything he's ever known here is a lie. And maybe that's how it feels to become an adult. He's finally seeing it now. And then going in, but he's also seeing the imperfections in his relationship with the city. People around him want to leave, but he chooses to stay because he already recognizes that he finds beauty in the seemingly ugly parts. And then I highlighted, it's a nice place to live if you have money. It is what you make it, basically, is what he's saying. Going to the bridge, all I wrote was that even if he leaves, the city never leaves him. And I think that was pretty much all I had. Yeah, it was about his relationship with the city that he calls home, that he has familiarized himself with so much because of how long he's been there, and how truly, like, oh my god, where'd the word just go? Ugh. How it's fused in him. That's not the word I wanted to use, but I can't think of it right now. But the concept of that, it has, oh my god, it's like Venom. Like the character Venom, not actual like poison Venom. But like how it's this symbiotic relationship. That really wasn't where I was going, but it's okay. What I was like, the symbiotic relationship between him and Seoul, the city. It's become a part of him to a point where he's seeing himself there. Not physically there, but he's seeing himself in the parks, the buildings, the roads, the people. Like he has become the city's soul.
Okay.
I hope that made sense. I feel like I'm gonna play this back and be like, "What was I saying?"
That made absolutely no sense.
Like, you know what? Just go ahead and cut that out. Edit.
Yeah.
So that was all I had. So next is Moonchild. Ooh, Moonchild. Okay.
Moonchild.
Do you want me to start, or do you want to start? You can go.
Okay. I with the Moonchild, but this offers compassion. This song offers compassion. And it got okay. You know, I write these things down and then I try to connect the dots,
and then you just don't remember the
pattern.
Remember
the dots. Don't remember the pattern of the dots. But the moon isn't its own light. It's a reflection of light. So it's reflection from the sun. But I put in there. This is for the ones of us who glow at night. That their time of that the nighttime is their time of their 24 hours.
Their time to shine.
Their time to shine. Yeah, because it speaks of your time to shine. So your time to shine. It does. It's not during the day. You're not that day person. You're that night person, and that's when you glow. That's your energy. That's your time of the day, and yeah, your time to shine. And within the 24 hours of a day,
that's your wake period.
That's your 24 nighttime. One's born during night hours experience things differently from those born during the day hours or that are daytime people. And it's, your day, you're being seen, you're performing, you're meeting expectations, you're productive, successful. At night, it's privacy, it's introspective, it's vulnerability, it's loneliness, it's honesty. So those were the contrasts from the day and the night. And I said, what did I say? Don't tear your. Oh, it says, but at the end of verse 1, it says, but don't you tear yourself. And said, don't you tear yourself apart because you're different. That's what I took from that. Don't tear yourself down because you're not that day person experiencing that daytime stuff. You're different. So don't be upset with who you are. And then the chorus is I put that as encouragement and uplifting. And then I put there in verse 2, it says, there is no freedom when you say freedom out loud, and I put freedom isn't free. There is a weight to the word. It never an absolute, and it's never an absolute thing. You're never truly free from the responsibilities and the rules and regulations that you have to experience on a daily basis.
As you were going through your notes, I was trying, because I remember this, like writing the notes about this, and I was just like, it was just an unending stream of consciousness. And because my train of thought has multiple stops and detours that aren't on the map, a continuous train of consciousness thought for me, or note for me, could make absolutely no sense. So we're gonna see what happened. We're gonna see where this. I was trying to read to see, like, okay, what was I thinking? Like, how am I gonna? But no, because again, I have a hard time reading my own handwriting. So I'm just gonna read it. Moonchild. This is a song that says, "I'll walk with you in the darkness. It's okay that we're here." Sadness is such a complex emotion, mostly because you never get to feel it fully without consequence. People are made uncomfortable by your sadness, so they tell you to get over it. But sadness deserves to be felt fully as much as any other emotion. This song is encouraging that. Sadness can't breathe in the sunlight, so stay here and dance in the moonlight. I love this song because it isn't asking you to change to chase the sunlight and hope for daybreak. It's just acknowledging that you are in the night right now and you need to see it through no matter how long it takes. You owe it to yourself.
Right.
And then Then I wrote, being in the darkness can often expose you to beautiful things that can go missed in the daytime. Stars, fireflies, bioluminescence all need darkness to shine.
Right.
And my final thought was, you're not broken because you're sad.
Right. It offers compassion.
Moonshine.
Yes.
Okay. And this is this is the last song we're gonna cover for part 1, and that's Bad Bye.
Yes,
another short song that
it is a short song.
Had both of us a little thrown.
Yeah.
So go ahead, and then I'll end it.
I can't go ahead because there's nothing to go ahead.
What did you have? What did you write?
That's about the collaborator.
Oh, it's a note. Share, because it's a note I don't have.
All right. I don't want to mispronounce his name. Is it Aeon?
Aeon? I don't know. Aeon
is a deeply respected South Korean electronic musician.
Eon.
Anyway, he's a highly respected South Korean musician.
Okay.
That
So yeah, this one was tricky.
Yeah, really.
My first thought was painful departure, because usually, goodbye could be sad, but to rename it Bad Bye's got to be awful. Then I thought about it, like, why Bad Bye? So goodbye, the term goodbye means God be with ye, which over time was reduced and consolidated, and here we have goodbye. This was a way to bestow a blessing on someone upon departure. But what if the departure is painful or negative? Would you still bless it? I think using the term bad bye is acknowledging the departure but not blessing it. Don't say goodbye because it's a lie. The good could be the lie, or the goodbye because the departure isn't permanent. What is leaving you never fully leaves.
That's good.
Oh. Yeah. Honestly, good. I wasn't sure where we were gonna go with this, but I had to do some digging on the internets. All of them. Google Chrome, Safari.
Good. That is good.
So that's what I took from it, and I think this song for him was a way to acknowledge something leaving, something separating. But it's, and that line, don't say goodbye because it's a lie, really kind of stuck with me, because I was like, well, what part's the lie? Like, what's lying? And I was like, is it good? Is it that the goodbye is good, or the departure is good, or is the idea of actually fully departing, like, is that the lie, because you don't ever really fully leave the things you say goodbye to? They come back in some form or fashion. Nothing's ever gone for good.
Okay. That was far better. You received a thought. I got no thought.
I have no think.
I did.
I have nothing.
I don't.
So we're gonna end here.
Yeah,
we'll pick it up next week with a good.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.